Good morning, students. Today we will start with another new chapter, that is chapter 7, triangles. You have studied about triangles and their various properties in your earlier classes. In this class, we will be learning about congruency of triangles. Now, what do you understand by congruent? Congruent means equal in all respect, or figures whose shapes and sizes are both the same. Suppose you draw two circles of the same radius and place one on the other. What do you observe? You will observe that they cover each other completely, and we call them as congruent circles. Similarly, two squares of the same sides are said to be congruent. Now, when are two triangles said to be congruent? Two triangles are congruent if the sides and angles of one triangle are equal to the corresponding sides and angles of the other triangle. Let us take two triangles ABC and PQR. When you see these two figures, you will find that their corresponding sides and angles are equal. So we can say that triangle PQR is congruent to, we write down the congruent to sign, we note it by this, congruent to triangle ABC. How can we say that? Because when you measure these two triangles, you will find that PQ, whose measurement is 4.5 centimeter, and AB, whose measurement is 4.5 centimeter. So PQ covers AB, QR covers BC, and RP covers CA. Angle P is equal to angle A, angle Q is equal to angle B, and angle R is equal to angle C. Also, there is one-to-one correspondence between the vertices. So we can say that P corresponds to A. We denote it like this. P corresponds to A, Q corresponds to B, and R corresponds to C. So triangle PQR is congruent to triangle ABC. But if you write down that triangle QRP is congruent to triangle ABC, then it is wrong, because QR is not equal to AB. In congruent triangles, corresponding parts are equal. That is what we saw with the two examples. In this chapter, we will be using the term CPCT. Now, what is CPCT? The full form of CPCT is corresponding parts of congruent triangles. Now, you all have learnt about the various criteria for congruency of triangles. So, let us recall them one by one. SAS congruency rule means side, angle, side. This means that two triangles are congruent if two sides and the included angle of one triangle are equal to the two sides and the included angle of the other triangle. Included angle side, angle side. Here what do we find? That AB and DE are equal. Angle B is equal to angle E and BC is equal to EF. So the angle is included between the two sides. So it is the two triangles are congruent by SAS congruency rule. Side, angle, side. So first congruency rule is SAS, side, angle, side. Angle is included between the two sides. Next is ASA congruency rule, that is angle, side, angle. In this case, the two triangles are said to be congruent if two angles, okay, here you can see angle Q and angle R, two angles and the included side, the side is included between the two angles, that is between QR is included between angle Q and angle R. Similarly, MN is included between angle M and angle N. So they are both are equal. That is, angle Q is equal to angle M, angle R is equal to angle N, and QR is equal to MN. Then the two triangles are congruent by ASA congruency rule. Now third congruency rule is angle, angle, side. This means that two triangles are congruent if any two pairs of angles and one pair of corresponding sides are equal. In this, it is not compulsory that it is not there that the side will be included between the two angles. In this, two pairs of angles and one pair of corresponding sides are equal, but the side is not included between the corresponding equal pair of angles. Means it is not there that AB is included between angle A and angle B. Here angle A is equal to angle D, angle B is equal to angle E, and AC is equal to DF. In this case, the two triangles are congruent by AAS congruency rule, angle, angle, side, or angle, angle, side. Next is SSS congruency rule. This means that by the SSS only you can understand side, side, side. Means the three sides of one triangle are equal to the three sides of another triangle, then the two triangles are congruent. So if we take two triangles ABC and PQR, what do we find? That AC equals to PQ, BC equals to PR, and AB equals to RQ. So in this case, the two triangles are congruent by SSS congruency rule. Now next is RHS congruency rule. RHS is the means right angle, hypotenuse, and side. In this is applicable for right angled triangle. In this case, if in two right triangles, the hypotenuse of one triangle is equal to the hypotenuse of the other triangle, and one side of one triangle is equal to the one side of the other triangle, then the two triangles are said to be congruent, because angle will be 90 degree. It is a right angle triangle. So here you will find that hypotenuse are equal and the sides are also, one side is also equal to the other, to the sides of the other triangle. In this case, the two triangles are said to be congruent by RHS congruency rule. So we have learnt about 5 congruency rule: SAS, side angle side, then ASA, angle side angle, SAS means angle is included between two sides, ASA means side is included between two angles, AAS, angle, angle, side, two angles and one side of in one triangle is equal to the two angles of and one side of the other triangle. Then fourth is SSS congruency rule, that is side, side, side of one triangle is equal to the three sides of the other triangle. And last one is RHS congruency rule, which is applicable for right angle triangle, which means RHS, R stands for right angle, H stands for hypotenuse, and S stands for side. So students, go through all these congruency rules thoroughly. So we will start with the exercise next day. Thank you.